When we talk about people who die from suicide, the number one reason that people die from suicide is untreated depression. People experience depression for a number of reasons. There's life situations that happen, there's environmental situations that happen. Some people, for depression is fleeting. For some people, it's a lifelong challenge that they will experience. Some of it is genetic.
So when I was 9 years old, my grandma was my best friend, and when she died suddenly, it wreaked havoc on everything I thought I knew about myself and my life and my family. Through 6th grade, it started to get worse and worse, and I started to feel very suicidal and feel very invisible and insignificant. And so the summer before my sophomore year in high school, I was home alone, and I was like, this is it, I'm gonna do it today, because I'd always made plans, but I'd never followed through with them. I called my mom and I was like, I think I'm gonna really do something stupid. I don't feel good, I really don't feel good. I feel awful. And she was like, it's okay, I'll be home in 20 minutes, it's gonna be fine, I'll be right there. And I couldn't hold out, I couldn't do it. And she made me promise I wouldn't do something stupid, and I promised, and I broke it 10 minutes after that.
Suicide is the 10th leading cause of death in the United States. For our young people, ages 10 to 24 years old in the US, it's the 2nd leading cause of death. Here in the state of Colorado, it's the number one thing that kills our young people 10 to 24 years old.
Before AJ died, I knew he was sad and I knew he was going through things, but I never thought it was to the point where he couldn't take it anymore.
Sometimes we don't see when somebody is feeling that because everything is an internal battle, and they're not communicating and they're not showing the things that we need to see in order to get them help.
I was talking to AJ a week before he died, and I didn't notice anything different. It was always, I'll see you, because we had the same first hour class together. And I was like, I'll see you then, I'll see you then, and it was always, I never thought.
One of the typical warning signs that we see with teenagers is that they will, their sleeping habits change, their eating habits change, they lose interest in common things that they experienced before. They will talk or write about death, especially on social media. They'll talk about sad things or depressing things, so they'll be reaching out for help in one way or another, but it's not direct necessarily.
I would leave the house before breakfast, and then I'd eat just enough to fool my parents that I was eating enough at dinner. And then even lunch wasn't that much, but I only ate lunch because I was around my friends all the time at lunch. And so I felt kind of obligated to do it because it was more of a social norm. I didn't want them catching on to what I was doing. I did a lot of isolating. There were times I'd find excuses to stay away from my family because I didn't want them knowing me. I was afraid of them seeing me depressed because I thought that if they saw that, then they would not want me anymore.
Sometimes adults don't respond the way that we want them to. Sometimes they don't know how to respond, and so they get angry, or they shame you, or they tell you to suck it up, or they don't understand. But what I know from working with teenagers and also from working with parents who have lost teens to suicide is that there are adults out there who care, and it takes 1 second of bravery to say, I need help.
In that time, you're like, come on, you can't just ask for help, but you can. And the tough part is realizing that the people who really matter to you, they care about you. They want to know that you are okay. And that may not be a family member, but that is a teacher or a school counselor or a friend.
Counselors care, and teachers care, and all your friends, they care. People going to therapy and supporting each other and being comfortable talking in their feelings, I think, could save a lot of lives at the end of the day.
So I do a lot more coping strategies. I eat better. I talk to people. I listen to people when they want to talk to me. At one time I was journaling. I journaled a little better than I do now. But I cope, and I find small things to be happy about, and I create my own happiness. It gives me hope for what I can go through next. Because if I can get through that and be at the peak that I am now, it's just a testament to what I can get through later.